At dinner, always avoid two topics: politics and religion. This is a statement you will find in almost every book on etiquette found. I assume that we are all here because once or twice we've been kicked out of a dinner table or two. And I know that the topic of whether God exists is important to all of us here. So we wanted to provide a platform to discuss this issue that we couldn't discuss over a plate of food and camaraderie. My name is Anna. I am the mediator for this debate. And the question is, does God exist? Ignacio Reyes will be arguing that God does exist, while Mark Thomas will be debating that he does not exist. In the flyers, we announced Germán as one of our debaters, but last minute he was unable to present, and so we have the honor of having Mark Thomas as our debater. We want to thank you, Mark, for agreeing to do this on such short notice. If we could give him a round of applause for being supportive. To introduce our debaters, we have Ignacio Reyes over here. He was born in a typical Catholic family in where they never went to church. It wasn't until Ignacio was a senior in high school that he started thinking about the fundamental questions of life. He started with atheism, but that only lasted for a week. Once he believed in God, he found difficulty in the belief that he found difficulty in the belief that Jesus is God. It was until Ignacio read the Gospel of John that he was convinced that Jesus was God, and that's when he started the spiritual journey and in defense of it. He is now the president of Live Action San Jose, a pro-life group that educates the public on the issue of abortion. He teaches apologetics at Christian Community of San Jose. He is currently enrolled in Evergreen College, majoring in philosophy. On my left, we have Mark Thomas. He was raised a Christian, but he stopped believing when he realized that there is no reliable evidence for God, for any God. Later, he also discovered that there is no reliable evidence for the existence of Jesus. He is the California Assistant State Director for American Atheists. He is an advisory board member for the Godless Americans Political Action Committee. He is the co-founder and president of Atheists of Silicon Valley and a steering committee member of the San Francisco Atheists. Without further ado, we are going to give our debater Ignacio Reyes 20 minutes to present his introduction. And the time starts as soon as he gets on the mic.
Okay, thank you guys for coming. Question, does God exist? This question requires an affirmation or a denial. Each position on this presentation requires one to give evidence for their position. The evidence that I got, actually, if you see, does God exist? Easy answer to the question, just reverse, does God? And it answers it. God does exist. The arguments that I'm going to use is the cosmological argument, teleological argument, the moral argument, and finally the historical argument. As for the cosmological argument, I'm going to use a syllogism, which is two premises and the conclusion. Premise one, everything that has a beginning has a cause. The universe had a beginning, therefore the universe had a cause. Premise one is the law of cause and effect. To deny the law of cause and effect is to deny rationality, because the whole process of rational thinking requires one to gather thoughts, the causes, to draw conclusions, the effects, cause and effect. Anyone who says, I don't believe in the law of causality, just ask them, really, what caused you to come to that conclusion? Even the great skeptic and atheist David Hume couldn't deny this. He said to a letter to John Stewart, I never asserted so absurd a proposition as that something could arise without cause. Second premise. First premise is undeniable. The universe had a beginning. Evidence for the universe having a beginning. Second law of thermodynamics, universe expanding, Einstein's theory of general relativity. Second law of thermodynamics says that everything, the whole universe is running out of usable energy. If it's running out, it can't run forever. Therefore, it's not eternal. It had a beginning. The second line of evidence is the universe is expanding. The first time they saw the expanding of the universe was in 1927, Edwin Hubble's Space Telescope, where they saw the red shift in some galaxies. The theory goes like this. It's not expanding into space because space itself is expanding. It didn't come from an existing material. It came out of nothing. And there are no befores the beginning, because time was created at the beginning. We're not talking about the beginning in time here. We're talking about the beginning of time. So you can't say before, because that word requires it's past, present, future, before. So what's outside of time? Easy answer. The eternal, where there is no beginning or no end. That's the eternal cause that brought time, space, matter into existence, what we call God. And that's it. But there's more. Einstein's theory of general relativity demands an absolute beginning for all time, all space, and all matter. The theory is verified to 5 decimal places and highly accurate. Not only is it verified accurately mathematically, but scientists have predicted and found the expanding of the universe, as we just seen, the radiation afterglow, great galaxy seeds. Add these discoveries to the second law of thermodynamics, and you get 5 powerful scientific evidence that the universe had a beginning. Premise 2 is true. Even an agnostic astronomer and author who wrote God and the Astronomers, Robert Jastrow, says, astronomers now paint themselves in a corner because they have proven by their own methods that the world began abruptly in an act of creation, which you can trace the seed of every star, every planet, every living thing in the cosmos and on the earth. And they found that this happened as a product of forces they cannot hope to discover. That there are what I call, or anyone would call, supernatural forces at work. I think a scientifically proven fact. Pretty strong language for an agnostic there. Even Arthur Edwinson as well, he says, the beginning seems to present insuperable difficulties unless we look at it as frankly supernatural. So logically, there are only 2 possibilities. Either the universe is eternal or something outside of the universe is eternal. Since something exists today, something must have always have existed. While it's logically possible that the universe could be eternal, it doesn't appear to be actually possible. The scientific